Well, I think it's reflected in the poll numbers right now. President Trump has the lowest poll numbers of the history of either of his two administrations, currently polling around 33%, meaning nearly 67% of Americans oppose his actions currently. If you look at what we're expecting for the fall elections, right now, President Trump is doing everything possible to change the American electoral system so that he can remain in power, whether or not he gets the most votes. We've seen the Supreme Court strike down the Voting Rights Act last year, which will steal as many as 15 congressional seats from African Americans, disenfranchising us to a point that we haven't seen since the 1950s and the 1960s. We've seen states redraw their lines, change their voting rolls. We're seeing federal agents raiding voting locations in Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, bringing in electoral workers, threatening any officials who aren't willing to steal elections for President Trump. And right now, President Trump is threatening the United States Senate, saying that they must pass what he calls the Save America Act, which will disenfranchise tens of millions of Americans if passed, in order for him to be able to control elections on the federal level, to ensure that he has a permanent MAGA majority and he won't have to respond to the American people any longer. This is not a conspiracy. This is not a secret. These are the things that are happening every single day in America as they seek to turn this into a white nationalist nation where African Americans and other minorities do not have the ability to vote. And they can simply push forward an agenda that benefits the millionaires and the billionaires and the Netanyahu class in America. This is the stakes of this election, and because he knows so many Americans do not support him, do not support his administration, this is why they're doing everything possible to change the way that we vote so that he can steal the election without actually having to have the support of the American people.